Good morning, my name is Elise and I am totally obsessed with my garden. In the video today, I'm going to be talking all about tomatoes. I'm going to be harvesting peacefully this morning in my vegetable garden. I am picking all these beautiful, delicious tomatoes. My tomato plants are doing amazing in this new environment that I live in. I installed drip irrigation this year and that made a huge difference in making sure I didn't get brown spots on the bottoms of my tomatoes. Also, contrary to popular opinion, I did not prune my tomatoes. I just used a basic wire cage and left them. The only thing I picked off were some yellow and brown bits and anything that was touching the ground or in the way of other plants. Besides that, these tomatoes were left to grow on their own naturally. Come along with me as I harvest these tomatoes and maybe we'll watch a little bit of golf on Tobiano Golf Course as well. Right now I'm harvesting my tomatoes. They've done so well and I've barely done anything with them. Barely any pruning or maintenance required. I've just let them do their own thing. There are a ton of bright red tomatoes inside the plant, hiding underneath the leaves here. And there are a ton of green tomatoes as well. And a tip for these, if you're eager to get them to turn red, put them in a windowsill in a brown paper bag and they'll ripen up really quickly. I know a lot of people online say you have to prune your tomatoes, but this is proof you don't necessarily have to. Mine have been growing steadily for about a month. I've been able to pick them regularly and make pasta sauces and put them in salads, and all I did really was prune anything that was interfering with other plants and prune anything that looked yellow or brown or was down too low touching the ground. I've also been using a tomato specific fertilizer called Big Ass Tomatoes, and it's been working great. As you can see, I have a ton of ripe tomatoes here. The nice thing about using a fertilizer specific to tomatoes, you don't have to know anything about it, just that it works for tomatoes specifically. Right here I have 2 tomato plants, and this is just a few days worth of harvest right here. I have a ton of bright red tomatoes. They smell amazing, and it's only 2 plants, and this will be enough for me to can several jars of pasta sauce to last this through the winter, as well as using it now fresh in salads and sauces. Another great idea for this type of tomato plant, which is indeterminate, it keeps growing and producing more as the season goes along. Another good tip for growing those is to use some sort of trellis or arch. We just moved here, so I haven't had a chance to get that yet, but I do plan to do that in the future. For now, I've just used basic tomato cages and it's been sufficient. I have so many tomatoes growing on here. I'm going to zoom in to show you, but these have worked. They don't look the prettiest, but they do work and they're cheap. I think they were like something like $5 each just from a local garden store. Check this out. And as you can see, there are plenty more here still on the vine, growing like crazy. Soon these will ripen up and be ready to go for more pasta sauces. And still a few more red ones here I'm going to grab in a moment. But these have been exceptionally happy in this location. Again, this is only 2 tomato plants. One here and one here. And I've used these cages, just basic tomato cages. Here's a red one right here. And I have not heavily pruned these. As you can see, they're just kind of choosing their own adventure and growing at their own rate and habit, and it's been just fine. These are starting to trail down along the ground here, and I kind of like the look of that, just spilling out and over. Looks beautiful. So I think I have most of the red tomatoes here. I'm going to take these inside now. Another great tip with tomato plants is I always put basil right next to it. They grow very well together and complement each other. And then also marigolds to deter pests. These ones I just put here because they got buried underneath all of the foliage, so I moved them here and they should start to grow again now. These look so yummy. Smell good too. Big Ass Tomatoes is a fertilizer company that is 100% organic, and it's also produced in Canada, which is amazing for me because I live in Tobiano, British Columbia. If you made it to the end of this video and watched me harvest these amazing tomatoes, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Happy gardening!